I'm Dr. Robin Wood, and I'm the founder of the ThriveAbility Foundation. And our goal is to ensure the thriving of our species and all other life on Earth for the smallest possible footprint that we can manage. We face a significant crisis on the planet, not just for humanity, but we're also midway through the 6th extinction of species on our planet. Given that it's been 40 years of environmentalism, and we've just celebrated the 21st Community of the Parties meeting in Paris of 30,000 of the world's leaders to debate what to do about this, you might ask yourself, is there really a chance that human beings will change their behavior before it's too late? And this is an issue that we're addressing directly in the ThriveAbility Foundation and its work. So let me explain a little bit about that to you. We'd like a thriving planet, a thriving biosphere, thriving rainforests and coral reefs and beautiful plants and trees and flowers and everything that we've been able to take for granted for so long as a species. And nobody disagrees about that anywhere on the planet. The question, though, is how do we close the sustainability gap? We have currently got a footprint as human beings of 1.6 planets. The economy that we live in, the organizations that populate it, and the way in which we run our stock markets and financial markets means that there's no incentive to stop growing. In fact, growth is our new religion. It has been for at least 2 centuries now, where we assumed we could just keep on growing forever. Well, that's not possible. So how do we get organizations to change their behavior? And in following that, consumers and all the stakeholders around organizations, employees and others? Well, the answer lies in our culture and our leadership. It starts with where you work, live and love. In ThriveAbility, we call living within our means on this planet science-based thresholds. Now, in order to meet those science-based thresholds, we have to continue to accelerate the sustainable innovation that companies, governments, and many organizations on the planet are investing heavily in. And that's good, but it's not good enough. Because to reduce our footprint below 1 planet, we have to look at the numerator of the ThriveAbility equation, which is the anthro-capitals. In other words, human, relationship, social, and knowledge capitals. Those are the capitals that create the newer forms of value in a regenerative, inclusive economy. We start off by looking at how we can make powerful shifts in human mindsets. Because ThriveAbility is as much an opportunity to change our mental models as it is to ensure a efficient flow of materials, energy, and resources, which has really been the focus of sustainability until now. So that's the mindset shift that is critical for having a thrivable future. The second thing we focus on is how we align organizations to transform themselves and work with their stakeholders in a multi-stakeholder way to deliver very different results that would help us create a regenerative, inclusive economy. The third piece is really around how we stratify the approach to different stakeholders to meet their needs. And finally, we need to simplify the metrics, the measurements that we use to measure thrivability and sustainability. And we really, in doing so, question what success means in a regenerative, inclusive economy versus what success means today in a degenerative, exclusive economy where the wealth is shifted to a small percentage of the population at the expense of the rest of us. We're also going to be starting a few pilots with various organizations and regions. And the purpose of the pilot is to define the benefit and value of ThriveAbility for an organization or a system. So how do we do that? Well, we look specifically at each context that these organizations or systems find themselves in, and understand the strategic opportunities and challenges that they each have in these different contexts. The second part is to understand where the organization is on the ThriveAbility journey. Is it at the very beginning still in business as usual, simply seeking to make a maximum profit or simply seeking to grow as fast as possible in the case of a region or a city? If that's the case, it will not be able to necessarily leapfrog directly to be fully sustainable or thrivable, but certainly one can help accelerate the journey through the corporate social responsibility phase or the sustainability phase into what we might call net positive and then thrivable. The third part is to understand how thrivability can build on what's already working in and around an organization or system. So in many parts of the world, many players have actually taken active steps to install renewable energy, to fund companies that are more sustainable, and to ensure the growth of a regenerative, inclusive economy in their part of the world. So the thrivability approach works with what's already working rather than reinventing the wheel. Now, having defined the benefit and value of thrivability for an organization or a system, we then move on to understand how it actually works inside the pilot itself. So we conduct a number of assessments of both the leadership and the culture, of the organization itself, and of the sustainability thresholds. The purpose of all of that is to find the innovation pathways that can help that system or that organization to move toward thrivability and create true future value. Finally, the ultimate goal of thrivability is to enable us to benchmark industries, companies, and cities to create an index which will enable us to score and rank systems and organizations. So imagine a future in which we live in a regenerative, inclusive economy, where we're creating true future value through our organizations, cities, and systems in general. We would find it powered by renewable energy. There'd be a lot of solar, wind, biofuels. And if you were standing on a street corner in a large city, it'd be quiet, and you'd see around you green roofs and totally energy efficient buildings. And there'd be no noise, effectively, because the cars going past would be powered by electric power and hybrid fuels. Not only that, the organizations in that new city in the regenerative inclusive economy would be enlightened enterprises. They would be working toward regenerating all of the 7 key capitals: human, relationship, social, knowledge capital, and making sure that the infrastructure and manufactured capitals that we use were benefiting and beneficial to the natural capital, that is, our biosphere and our environment. We would have a governance system which was geared to the needs of the different stakeholders of the system and not geared to the needs of a few at the top. And that we would call an integral governance approach. Finally, in such a world, we would see people learning to create wiser forms of culture and enjoyment and pleasure and fun. It wouldn't simply be a materialistic, lowest common denominator world. And in such a world, the human species would be evolving consciously. We would be making intelligent, wiser choices. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch and learn more about thrivability. And we invite you to come and join us for one of our master classes, or if you feel your region, system, or organization is an appropriate candidate, we can start talking about how you could begin the thrivability journey with us and conduct a pilot.